In the midst of America's political landscape, one individual emerged as a beacon of hope for a generation. Meet Charlie Kirk, a young man who, despite dropping out of high school, went on to become a conservative powerhouse. He started his journey in a garage in suburban Chicago, rallying countless young minds to advocate for free markets, limited government, and strong patriotism. At just 18 years old, he co-founded Turning Point USA, igniting a movement that turned college campuses into battlegrounds for ideas. By the time he reached his early 30s, Kirk had become close to presidents, a media tycoon with a hit podcast, and a prominent representation of the MAGA movement. His bold and fearless voice resonated across various platforms, inspiring both loyalty and outrage. Tragically, on September 10, 2025, at the young age of 31, his life was abruptly ended in a shocking assassination that sent shockwaves across the nation and ignited discussions about political violence, free speech, and the sacrifices made for one's beliefs. Welcome to the Echoes of Crime, where we explore the most poignant tales of humanity, revealing the truths that characterize our world. Today, we delve into the extraordinary life of Charlie Kirk, from his modest origins to his rapid ascent, his challenges against the so-called woke left, and the heartbreaking moment that silenced the tenacious voice. If you think you're familiar with his story, prepare for some surprises. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and join us as we uncover the story of a man who made a significant impact on America, only to pay the ultimate price. This is Charlie Kirk, the firebrand who wouldn't back down. Charlie was born on October 14, 1993, in Prospect Heights, Illinois, an upscale suburb just northwest of Chicago. Growing up in a middle-class family, he was raised in a nurturing, conservative home. His father, Robert, was a successful architect who had worked on notable projects like Trump Tower in Chicago, while his mother, Kimberly, was a passionate mental health counselor dedicated to community service. The Kirk family was active within Republican circles. Robert notably contributed funds to Mitt Romney's 2012 presidential campaign, hinting at their political beliefs. Charlie, being the younger of two siblings, exhibited a keen talent for debate and a strong sense of independence from an early age. During his time at Wheeling High School, he was academically successful but became disillusioned with what he perceived as a liberal bias in education, ranging from textbooks to professors' lectures. By his junior year, he had already established himself as a political activist. At 16, he volunteered for local Republican campaigns, distributing flyers and joining rallies. His breakthrough came in 2011 with an op-ed for Breitbart News, accusing public schools of spreading propaganda and indoctrination through what he viewed to be left-leaning curricula. This bold stance caught the attention of Bill Montgomery, a 71-year-old retired restaurateur and Tea Party activist running for office in Illinois. Their paths crossed at a speaking event at Benedictine University in Lisle, Illinois, where Kirk's passion and conviction impressed Montgomery. Charlie had this fire, Montgomery reflected. He wasn't afraid to challenge anyone, even as a 17-year-old. Kirk applied to West Point, aiming for a service-oriented future, but was rejected, a setback that only fueled his desire to make an impact outside conventional avenues. After finishing high school in 2012, he enrolled at Harper College, a community college in Palatine, Illinois, but dropped out after one semester to fully dedicate himself to activism. At 18, with no diploma and no safety net, Kirk joined forces with Montgomery to co-found Turning Point USA, TPUSA, in June 2012. Working out of a garage in suburban Chicago, their mission was ambitious: to combat what they perceived as liberal overpowering in higher education by sharing conservative values, free markets, limited government, and personal freedoms, with college students. The original slogan of TPUSA, "Big Government Sucks," embodied their bold and irreverent approach. The early days were tough for Tpeusa. Kirk and Montgomery operated on a tight budget, depending on small contributions from Tea Party backers and local businesses. Kirk's charisma soon became his most valuable asset. He introduced the Prove Me Wrong table, a simple setup where he would challenge students on college campuses to debate conservative perspectives. Armed with statistics and unwavering confidence, Kirk welcomed all challengers, diving into discussions on everything from tax policy to social justice. Videos of these energetic debates quickly went viral on YouTube, garnering thousands of views and attracting new supporters. By 2013, Tpeusa took a significant leap, hosting its first national conference in Chicago, which drew 200 students, a small yet hopeful indicator of greater things ahead. With increasing financial backing, the organization quickly gained momentum. Conservative megadonors like Foster Friess, a Wyoming entrepreneur and Republican supporter, recognized Kirk as the future of the conservative movement. Friess's funding acted as a springboard, allowing Tpeusa to flourish. By 2016, the organization boasted chapters on over 1,000 campuses, hosting events featuring notable speakers like Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens, and Dinesh D'Souza. Kirk's tactics were ingenious. He empowered young conservatives with training, networking opportunities, and tools for activism, transforming them into formidable forces on campus. In 2016, Tpeusa revealed the Professor Watch List, a resource aimed at exposing leftist academics, which Kirk defended as an effort to reveal indoctrination in higher education. However, critics, including the American Association of University Professors, condemned it as a hit list reminiscent of McCarthyism. This controversy heightened Tpeusa's visibility, attracting more donors and attention. Alongside Tpeusa, Kirk cultivated his personal brand. By his early 20s, he had established himself as a rising star in conservative circles, speaking at the Conservative Political Action Conference, PAC, in 2015 and gaining support from influential Republican figures like Senators Ted Cruz and Rand Paul. His social media following exploded. By 2025, he had over 6 million followers on X, making him one of the most popular conservative voices in the online sphere. Kirk's appeal was truly unique, a dropout who connected with Generation Z. He spoke out against safe spaces, trigger warnings, and cancel culture long before those topics gained mainstream traction. "I want young people to know conservatism is cool," he asserted during a 2017 Fox News interview, a phrase that resonated widely. His events mixed spectacle with substance, blending policy discussions with cultural bravado. Tpeusa's annual summits, like the significant 2019 Student Action Summit, attracted 5,000 visitors, including President Trump, who lauded Kirk as a great warrior. The rise of Donald Trump in 2016 marked a pivotal shift for both Kirk and Tpeusa. Recognizing a change within the Republican Party, Kirk aligned the organization closely with the MAGA movement, turning Tpeusa into a stronghold for youth mobilization. He organized campus events to rally students in support of Trump's presidential candidacy, setting up voter registration drives and build-the-wall rallies that drew sizable crowds. At the 2016 Republican National Convention, Kirk, then just 22, addressed attendees as one of the youngest speakers, boldly stating, "Donald Trump is the turning point America needs." Tpeusa's initiatives were credited with enhancing conservative voter turnout among individuals aged 18 to 24, contributing to Trump's successes in key swing states like Wisconsin and Michigan. Following the election, Kirk emerged as a prominent ally of Trump. In 2017, he met with the president-elect at Mar-a-Lago to devise strategies for engaging young voters. Tpeusa's budget grew significantly, reaching $80 million annually by 2020, thanks in part to contributions from Betsy DeVos's family, and other GOP financial backers. In 2019, Kirk launched The Charlie Kirk Show, a daily radio and podcast program that gained traction with Salem Media Group, amassing between 500,000 and 750,000 downloads per episode by 2024, ranking among the top 10 news podcasts on Apple. He also introduced Turning Point Live, a streaming talk show aimed at Gen Z, which saw over 100,000 unique monthly viewers by 2021. Kirk's media presence was relentlessly expansive. He authored several books. Time for a Turning Point, 2016, outlined his vision for youth conservatism. Campus Battlefield, 2018, critiqued higher education's perceived leftist biases, and The MAGA Doctrine, 2020. A bestseller with over 100,000 copies sold, served as a guide for Trumpism. Trump himself endorsed Kirk's book, tweeting, "Charlie gets it." Kirk's rhetoric was steadfastly uncompromising. He opposed abortion, same-sex marriage, and Islam while staunchly defending gun rights, notably claiming that gun fatalities were worth it for the freedoms granted by the Second Amendment. He championed Christian nationalism, advocating a revival of Judeo-Christian values within educational and governmental institutions. However, Kirk's journey wasn't without controversy. His incendiary comments often invited backlash, amplifying unfounded conspiracy theories about the origins of COVID-19, claiming it was a lab leak in China, and questioning the legitimacy of the 2020 election. He actively supported the Stop the Steal movement, although Tpuzza denied any responsibility for the violence that erupted during the January 6, 2021, Capitol riot, despite allegations to the contrary. Kirk faced temporary bans from Facebook in 2019 for spreading misinformation regarding vaccines, but was reinstated in 2023 following policy modifications. Critics, including LGBTQ activist Josh Helfgott, labeled him the loudest homophobe in America due to his vigorous opposition to same-sex marriage and pride events. A statement made by Kirk in 2024 regarding the 1964 Civil Rights Act being a mistake ignited backlash, with the NAACP condemning it as divisive and ahistorical. Tpuzza events often sparked protests. One such event in 2018 at the University of Colorado faced significant opposition, leading to police intervention. In 2024, his You're Being Brainwashed tour, which utilized TikTok and YouTube to resonate with Gen Z, attracted 1 million online views but also faced bomb threats at various venues. Supporters viewed him as a champion for free speech, shining light on liberal hypocrisy. Detractors accused him of fostering division and spreading misinformation. Psychological studies on polarization, particularly those conducted by Liliana Mason, suggest that figures like Kirk thrive by tapping into identity-driven tribalism, amplifying an us versus them mindset. Kirk's personal life added an intriguing nuance. In 2021, he married Erica Franceva, a former Miss Arizona and Christian podcaster, following a 6-hour dinner discussing theology and politics. By 2025, they had 2 young children, and Erica frequently appeared on his show, reflecting the family values he advocated. Yet his public disputes intensified. During Trump's 2024 campaign, Tpuzza energized approximately 1.5 million voters, instrumental in securing his re-election. Trump hailed Kirk as an amazing guy at a Florida rally in July 2024. By 2025, Kirk stood at the zenith of his influence. Tpuzza expanded to over 3,000 campus chapters, generating $100 million annually and orchestrating significant rallies. The American Comeback Tour, which commenced in January 2025, was Kirk's most ambitious project, to visit 50 campuses and consolidate MAGA's support among young voters following Trump's re-election. Kirk spoke to large crowds with fervor, denouncing diversity, equity, and inclusion (DI) initiatives, critical race theory, and radical left policies. "America is worth fighting for," he proclaimed at a Texas A&M event, attended by 4,000 individuals. His gatherings were grand productions, featuring pyrotechnics, large screens, and appearances from Trump, J.D. Vance, and Tucker Carlson. Kirk's comments grew increasingly bold. He advocated for the abolition of DI initiatives in universities, the reintroduction of prayer in schools, and the implementation of federal voter ID laws. His posts on X garnered an average of 10 million impressions per week, amplifying these messages and earning an additional 200,000 followers in 2025 alone. However, the tour also drew threats. Since 2018, Kirk had received death threats, escalating significantly after his involvement in the 2024 election. PUSA employed private security, and the Secret Service provided protection for significant events due to Kirk's rising prominence. In the spring of 2025, Kirk addressed the Oxford Union, marking a rare achievement for an American activist, debating topics related to global conservatism and captivating skeptics with his polished rhetoric. He founded Turning Point Faith in 2021, after a disagreement with Liberty University, engaging pastors in political activism and hosting Freedom Night in America events in churches. By September 2025, Kirk was enjoying peak influence, recognized widely in conservative communities but also targeted by adversaries. On September 10, 2025, a day that began like many others on the American Comeback Tour, Utah Valley University, UVU, in Orem, Utah, hosted Kirk for a noon assembly on the campus quad. An estima 3,000 students, locals, and PUSA supporters gathered under a clear sky, waving American flags and sporting red MAGA hats. Dressed in a sharp navy suit and red tie, Kirk took to the stage at 12:15 p.m. Mountain Time, delivering an impassioned talk focused on free speech, patriotism, and reclaiming campuses from woke ideology. At precisely 12:23 p.m., as he gestured towards the enthusiastic crowd, a gunshot pierced the air, shattering the joyful atmosphere. Eyewitnesses reported the scene devolving into chaos. Kirk gripped his neck, blood seeping through his white shirt as he slumped in his chair, his microphone crashing to the ground. The bullet, fired from a Mauser bolt-action rifle from approximately 142 yards away, struck his carotid artery, resulting in a swift and fatal injury. Secret Service agents, present due to prior threats, surged towards the stage to shield Kirk while medics navigated through the panicking crowd. Although paramedics attempted to stabilize him, the injury was too grave. Kirk was pronounced dead at Timpanogos Regional Hospital at 12:45 p.m. The assailant, later identified as Tyler Robinson, a 22-year-old UVU student and electrical apprentice, fled the scene in a car he had borrowed. Robinson reportedly expressed to family members that his views had shifted radically leftward over the past year, embracing LGBTQ rights and anti-fascist ideals before confessing to his father on September 12. "I did it because he was dangerous," Robinson allegedly remarked, showing remorse before hesitating to turn himself in. A family acquaintance informed the authorities, leading to his capture 33 hours after the shooting in a secluded area of Utah. Robinson faces several charges, including aggravated murder, felony discharge of a firearm, and obstruction of justice. Investigators discovered the rifle secured in a towel near the rooftop, along with bullet casings engraved with anti-fascist phrases like "No hate." DNA recovered from a screwdriver, and the towel pointed to Robinson, confirming his involvement through forensic evidence. His Discord messages, uncovered by the FBI, hinted at plans to retrieve a rifle and expressed admiration for anti-fascist heroes, though no larger conspiracy has come to light. Utah Governor Spencer Cox characterized the event as a political assassination, prompting the FBI to offer a $100,000 reward for information, which resulted in over 7,000 tips within the week that followed. The nation was left reeling after Kirk's death. President Donald Trump, who had narrowly evaded 2 assassination attempts in 2024, described the incident as a heinous assassination and ordered American flags to be flown at half-staff until September 14, 2025. He announced that Kirk would posthumously receive the Presidential Medal of Freedom, commending him as a patriot who devoted his life to open debate and American greatness. In a poignant statement at a TPUSA vigil held on September 11, Erica Kirk vowed to carry on her husband's work. Charlie's vision will live on brighter than ever. We will not be silenced. Tributes flowed in from influential conservative leaders. Tucker Carlson hailed Kirk as the future of conservatism, RFK Jr., who personally understands the pain of assassination, expressed his condolences, and Ben Shapiro, a close friend, made guest appearances on The Charlie Kirk Show to pay homage. International responses were equally heartfelt. Vigils erupted all the way in Sydney, Australia, where a haka dance celebrated Kirk's spirit, while in London, conservative youth groups coordinated candlelight memorials. In Washington, D.C., Congress convened in Statuary Hall for a bipartisan memorial, though some Democrats opted out, citing Kirk's polarizing opinions. New College of Florida, a conservative stronghold, voiced plans to erect a statue of Kirk. Songs like Carry the Flame by the band Radish surged in popularity, gaining 2 million streams as tributes. However, the fallout also highlighted America's persistent divisions. Some liberals reacted by celebrating Kirk's death online, circulating memes and videos that mocked him. Airlines like Delta, American, and United Airlines took measures to dismiss employees who made such posts, citing hate speech policies, in response to pressure from Republican leaders. At Texas State University, students found celebrating were expelled, leading to robust discussions on free speech. Individuals from the far right, such as Laura Loomer, called for revenge, compiling rosters of those who celebrated, which resulted in instances of doxing, arrests, and death threats. In Bentonville, Arkansas, a memorial dedicated to Kirk was vandalized by Carrie Melissa Rowlow, a 20-year-old Arkansas Tech student, who was charged with criminal mischief. European right-leaning factions sought a moment of silence in the European Parliament, but this proposal was rejected, with critics highlighting Kirk's contentious positions. Belgian author David van Reybrouck cautioned that Kirk's assassination might become a Reichstag fire moment for Trump's administration, possibly legitimizing crackdowns on dissent during politically turbulent times. Kirk's X account, boasting 6 million followers, continues to remain active, utilized by TPUSA for tributes and discussion, although his final personal post was made on September 10, 2025, promoting the UVU event. Charlie Kirk's life showcases the audacity of ambition. From his garage in Chicago to the national arena, he transformed Turning Point USA into a significant conservative force, uniting millions of young people and reshaping how the Republican Party engages with youth. His media empire, comprising podcasts, books, and viral clips, reached countless individuals, making conservatism relatable to a generation shaped by social media. His connection with Trump solidified his authority, contributing significantly to victories in both 2016 and 2024. Kirk's personal life, his marriage to Erica and his role as a father, added layers to his public persona, softening his sharp rhetoric. Supporters hailed him as a martyr for free speech, a champion fighting against liberal control. His #walkaway campaign encouraged thousands to share their experiences of leaving liberal ideologies. The continued growth of TPUSA, led by Erica and new leadership, indicates that his vision will persist. Conversely, critics regarded him as a provocateur who sparked division while promoting conspiracy theories and inflammatory dialogues, exacerbating America's cultural divisions. His statements on the Civil Rights Act, pride celebrations, and electoral integrity remain points of contention. Psychologically, Kirk's narrative reflects the influential force of conviction as well as the hazards tied to polarization. Research by political scientist Liliana Mason reveals how individuals like Kirk flourish by tapping into tribalism, rallying devoted supporters while also creating adversaries. His assassination, reminiscent of historical political violence such as RFK and MLK's assassinations, highlights the dangers of a split society. Socially, it raises vital questions about free speech, accountability, and the role of provocative personalities in a democratic framework. Could a gentler approach, less hostile rhetoric and more constructive dialogues, have alleviated such a tragedy? Or was Kirk's confrontational method unnecessary? Challenge to the status quo? The inquiry into Robinson's motivations continues, with no signs of a wider plot surfacing as of September 17, 2025. Despite this, the echoes of Trump's 2024 near misses and RFK's 1968 assassination loom large, suggesting a disturbing trend of violence during times of political strife. Kirk's death encourages calls for improvements, enhanced security for public figures, better social media oversight to mitigate hatred, and bipartisan initiatives to curb political animosity. Charlie Kirk represents a saga of ambition, conviction, and sorrow. From a suburban kid to a renowned conservative figure, he ignited a generation to advocate for their convictions, illustrating that youth can reshape a nation. His assassination on September 10, 2025, at 12:23 p.m., severed the voice of a man who never backed down. Yet, his legacy lives on through Tpeuza, Erica's unwavering commitment, and the multitude who attest that Kirk altered their lives. As Ben Shapiro profoundly remarked, Charlie was destined for greatness. What are your thoughts? Was Charlie Kirk a hero confronting power, or a polarizing figure inciting hate? Could his passing be a turning point in ending political violence? We invite you to share your views in the comments below, and tell us where you're tuning in from, be it Chicago, London, Sydney, Lagos, or anywhere else. If this story resonated with you, please like, subscribe to the Echoes of Crime for more explorations of the narratives that shape our reality. And share this video to honor Kirk's memory. From our entire team, we salute you, Charlie. Your passion continues to shine brightly.